Why are our weight loss approaches failing us so badly? Do you feel like nothing works for losing weight anymore? It's completely understandable if you feel that way because only 1% of weight loss efforts are successful. It's so discouraging. It's important to understand that it's not you that's failing, it's the flawed approaches you've been using. I'm Dr. Ginny, and I love to help women of a certain age to release all their excess weight in a healthy and sustainable way. I'm so glad you're here because you need to stop using those flawed approaches you've been using. And I don't want you to give up because this is your health and vitality that we're talking about. For me, and for many of my clients, it's been really important to get a better understanding about how eating and weight loss actually works, so we can finally achieve our goals of becoming healthy and slender for good. That's why I created this 3-video series, Why It's So Hard for Women Over Age 50 to Lose Weight and How You Can Be the Exception. I want to give you a much clearer understanding of what and how to eat so you can achieve sustainable, healthy weight loss. In this first video, I'm going to help you understand why so many of us have tried so many ways to lose weight, but ultimately keep failing. And I'll share the one common weight loss approach you absolutely must avoid if you want to finally be successful with this. In the second video, I explain why it's especially hard for women over age 50 to lose weight and what we need to do differently. I'll also get into the mindsets that are holding us back from succeeding with our weight loss, and we'll talk about how you can reset those mindsets. And in the third video, I'll share more about the 3 keys to successful weight loss for women over age 50. And I'll also introduce how the Slender for Good program works because it's designed specifically for women over age 50 to be finally successful with their weight loss. If you're like most people watching this right now, you might have some challenges with eating and stubborn excess weight that maybe got a lot worse as you went through hormone changes. That's part of what happened for me. Do you find you're feeling more sluggish and slow both physically and mentally? I was walking like a 90-year-old woman. Do you try to eat right and avoid certain foods or drinks that you know are contributing to your weight problems, but find that you just get completely overtaken by cravings? Ugh. Is stress over food and weight ruining too many of your days? I've been there and it was so miserable. In my 40s, I started gaining weight month after month, year after year, and it seemed like nothing I did worked for losing weight anymore. Once things got bad enough that I was worried I was headed for the nursing home way too early, I got serious about making a change in my eating to lose weight and improve my health. I quit looking at the latest fad diet and I went straight to the research literature to see what's actually known about eating and weight loss and health. It took me years of study, and I hired a health coach, and I did a lot of trial and error with my food to figure out what actually works. But once I learned the secrets to eating in a way that works with my body rather than against it, I was able to release all my excess weight. In fact, it worked beyond my wildest dreams. I dropped 5 clothing sizes, and I got so much energy and health back. I got so much of my life back. My thinking is clear again, and I hardly have any of the chronic pain that I experienced for so many years. And I'll never forget when I noticed I was walking like a young woman again. I'm looking forward to a future that's so much brighter these days, and I want that for you too. So if you're dealing with a body that just doesn't seem to respond to anything you do to lose weight anymore, you're in good company. Because I had all these same problems when I was first starting out on the last weight loss journey of my life. And my clients are intelligent women over age 50 and they're in the same boat. So here's the thing, if that's where you're at right now, it's actually not your fault. There are 3 big reasons we can't lose weight or lose it and gain it all back again, at least 3 ways that our environment is really leading us astray all the time. That's why our population keeps becoming more and more overweight. So the first way our environment leads us astray is this big emphasis on convenience and fast foods that we've had for decades now. And this tends to lead us to eat far too many high-calorie, low-nutrition foods, and that's one cause of our excess weight. The second way our environment tends to lead us astray is that people are grazing throughout the day rather than eating 3 satisfying meals. And this grazing approach messes up our digestion and our metabolism, and it tends to lead us to overeat as well. And the third way that we're being led astray is that we're being fed a steady diet of truly terrible advice and strategies that just plain don't work. Most of the weight loss approaches out there defeat our weight loss efforts before we even get going because they work against our bodies rather than with them. Many of them make our hunger pangs worse, and that's defeating. And they aren't diets we can sustain over the long term, so that defeats us. So one way that you might have been led astray is you might have been told you need to exercise to lose weight, or you should juice your fruits and vegetables, or find healthier snack alternatives, or take a magic fat-burning pill. I really wanted to believe that one. When I was trying to achieve my weight loss, I heard the exact same terrible advice and magic solutions. And it's frustrating because most of the people who follow these approaches waste years of their lives and hundreds and thousands of dollars making changes that don't work, and they end up with nothing to show for it. I call it wishful dieting. It's just not how our bodies work. There are simple principles. I think of them as natural laws that govern how our bodies work. And once you understand these, you can eat in a way that's both satisfying and slenderful. And I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But now I need to bust this one huge myth that's causing tremendous failure and frustration for so many people. The myth goes like this: calories in, calories out. The idea is that you increase the calories you burn through exercise and you decrease the calories you take in as food. And it sounds really logical. You should lose weight doing this, right? The trouble is it doesn't work, and here's why. The calories in, calories out approach works against your body. The human body evolved to cope with food shortages. Your body's smart, and it knows that calorie shortages can be dangerous to life. Your body knows it needs to protect you if calories are dramatically reduced and inadequate nutrition is coming in. And there's 2 main ways it protects you. One is it slows your metabolism so that you hold on to more food coming in as fat. And 2, it sends you a lot of chemical signals telling you you're hungry and you should eat. So you can see this is a recipe for disaster. And calorie cutting approaches backfire pretty much every single time. By the end, you gain even more weight and you feel like such a failure. And you're often more confused than ever about how you should be eating. It's a nightmare. So these 3 environmental factors cause us to overeat and continually gain weight. The emphasis on convenience foods leads to overeating low nutrition foods. The tendency to graze throughout the day tends to lead to overeating low nutritious foods. And the calorie cutting approaches that are so often promoted to us are doomed because they both slow down our metabolism and cause us to eat more. So the implication is we need to fight against our own environments if we're going to become slender for good, because we're living in a population surrounded by these environments that's becoming increasingly overweight, unhealthy, and aging too rapidly. But rather than think about fighting against our environments, I like to think about creating an environment around us that supports becoming slender and living slender. So to summarize, we need to eat in a way that works with our bodies so that we can successfully get into our slender, right-sized body. I'll share more of the secrets I learned in upcoming videos, but let me give you a quick preview of the 3 keys to becoming slender for good, to becoming one of the rare and fortunate few people who can release all their excess weight and regain their health. The first key is you need to eat like a slender person. I'll tell you a lot more about that in an upcoming video. Second, you need to think like a slender person. And third, you need to set up your environment to support living as a slender person. Now, I hope you have a much better understanding of why the weight loss approaches you've been trying have failed you. It's not that you failed, they failed you. And you have a preview of the 3 keys to becoming slender for good. If you want to learn more about the 3 keys, and how you can be the exceptional person who's able to release all your excess weight and get into your slender, right-sized body for good, sign up for the 3-video series by clicking on the blue button. In video 2, I explain why it's extra difficult for women over age 50 to release excess weight and what you can do differently to get great results. And in video 3, I go more into depth about the 3 keys to healthy, sustainable weight loss for women over age 50. So click the blue button to follow this video series, and I'll see you on the next video. Take good care of you today, okay?